Greetings, my friends. Thank you for watching this video, and if you would be so kind, please subscribe if you like what you see. Help our channel to keep growing and keep fighting the war to save pop culture. Together, we can end this destructive conflict and bring order to the galaxy. Enjoy, and thanks. Castle Xanadu, dark, foreboding, looming above the savage land at the Earth's core, like Disney stock used to loom before it tumbled into an ignominious sea of red ink, waves of lost prophets lapping on the shore of Woke Island, in the not-so-straight anymore of Magellan, where rainbow farts from gay unicorns fill the air and quality goes to die. Disney used to be riding high, now they're sinking low as families desert the Magic Kingdom because they don't want their kids brainwashed and gaslit. But have no fear for Disney, my friends. All hope is not lost. Another Star Wars movie is on the way, The Mandalorian and Grogu. What could possibly go wrong? Greetings, my friends. I am Dictor Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, broadcasting from my hidden base at the center of the Earth, and I stand before you today because I have a leak about the plot of the upcoming Mandalorian and Grogu movie that you're going to want to know. Or rather, I should say, a rumor that you'll want to be warned about. Because apparently, the movie that fans are hoping to see? This ain't gonna be that movie, if my source on this is correct. Unbelievably, it looks like they're about to screw up the closest thing to a slam dunk Disney has left.
Are you going to warn us that the Mandalorian and Grogu can't save Star Wars? Dude, that's no rumor. Anyone who saw Season 3 of Mando knows that. Season 3 of Mando couldn't even save itself from sucking. I really cannot understand how anyone can be excited knowing that essentially all they're doing is slapping a fresh coat of paint on Mando Season 4, rolling it up into a ball and tossing it up on the big screen saying, "Okay, now it's a movie, ta-da!" Here, pull that rabbit out of your hat so I can throw up in it.
I'm afraid that I must share your sense of skepticism, gentlemen, not because I'm an evil supervillain, but because I have eyes in my head to see. Folks, if Disney Star Wars has taught us one thing, it's abandon hope, all ye who enter this theater, abandon hope, all ye who subscribe to Disney+. Disney Star Wars has rarely delivered the goods to fans, and when they do accidentally by some weird roll of the dice, they quickly backtrack and make it suck again. Case in point, The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian Seasons 1 and 2 were uneven, but both ended strongly, and the finale of Season 2 represented a high point for Star Wars as Luke Skywalker returned as the Jedi Knight we all wanted to see, and Grogu went off to train with him as Din Djarin, possessor of the Darksaber, went his own way to seek his destiny. Hope was alive for a very brief time there, folks, but then, even before Season 3 could air, they undid every good thing in the subpar Book of Boba Fett disaster. Grogu left Luke and returned to Mando, and Mando's destiny turned out to be doing an impression of Jon Snow with a bucket on his head, saying "McQueen" to Bo-Katan and "Don't want it" to the Darksaber, and giving the Darksaber to Bo-Katan. In short, Mando Seasons 1 and 2 were just one big slow-moving bait-and-switch scheme to make the fucking series yet another girl power Disney princess piece of shit fantasy. This is the way at Disney. If Disney were a restaurant and you took your kid there on his birthday and ordered cake for him, Disney would return to the table with a fish smothered in vanilla frosting. And when you bite into it, surprise! Expectations subverted. And business lost, because Timmy ain't never going back to that shithole again. Welcome to the wonderful world of Disney. So, there are two ways that Mandalorian and Grogu are going to suck. One of them is absolutely confirmed to be true, and the other is a brand new rumor from my Hollywood spies that confirms our fears about the project. So, what do we know? As my spies told me somewhere around a year ago, it's one of those things about which the flea-bottomers would say, it is known. So it's hard to remember exactly. Pedro Pascal got fed up with Disney's Star Wars and said, fuck that, I'm out. See, that was the final nail in the coffin for Season 3. Knowing that Pedro wasn't going to be around for Season 4, that's why all of a sudden everything Jon Favreau carefully plotted out turned to bullshit. There wasn't going to be any confrontation between Mando and Bo-Katan over who will wield the Darksaber and become Mandalore, the ruler of all the Mandalorians. Nah, he just handed it over to her. McQueen, don't want it. We saw Grogu hanging out, not with Din Djarin, but with Bo-Katan. Because if Season 4 Din Djarin was going to run off chasing bounties and the main story was going to switch to Bo-Katan, hey, Grogu knew what side of the bread his butter was on. She's a Mandalorian, right? So why not the Mandalorian? That seems to be the thinking. We now know that in The Mandalorian and Grogu, Din Djarin has been replaced by another actor. As Screen Rant writes, quote, Din Djarin actor Brendan Wayne has shared an update on The Mandalorian and Grogu, particularly regarding the next Star Wars movie's script. Announced earlier this year, The Mandalorian and Grogu movie will see Pedro Pascal's titular Mandalorian Din Djarin and his newly appointed apprentice Grogu take the Star Wars back to the movie theater for the first time since 2019's Star Wars The Ruse of Skywalker. Little is known about the story itself or if it's replacing the previously confirmed The Mandalorian Season 4, but now Wayne has an exciting new update about its script to share. At this point, Wayne reveals that a draft of the script is finished, and Screen Rant writes, quote, many Star Wars movie ideas have been notable for fizzling out in the development process, so to know that this movie is already written and, according to Wayne, has an impressive script is extremely promising. Yeah. Okay, folks, it's time for me to shit on that promise, at least potentially, because the rumor I have to share with you today is about that very script. At this point, I must state that what I'm about to share with you is information provided to me by a source claiming knowledge of the situation, but since I cannot personally confirm any of this, I'm presenting it as unverified rumor, and I ask you to please take it with a grain of salt. Okay, gang, here's what my Hollywood spies told me. Quote, we have a very trusted source that may be putting their career on the line to bring us this information. In other words, this source is a Bothan spy, and just FYI. My spies continue, quote, according to this source, they have seen or know someone who has personally seen a pre-draft of the script for the Mando movie. The source claims this is going to be a bait and switch. It's going to be Katie Sackhoff's movie. We are currently waiting for more details. Our source will be in contact with more information soon, unquote.
So on the one hand, fans will be pissed off because it's not Pedro Pascal playing Din Djarin. I mean, Pedro at this point must hate Disney Star Wars so fucking much, he can't be bothered to just grab a handheld digital recorder in his closet and read the fucking lines. It'd just take him 20 minutes, no matter how long the script is. Then anyone could be in the suit, and he gets a payday. No, folks, this shit is personal. It must be. To not nab a payday in a Star Wars movie for nothing but reading lines in your closet, in your underwear, with a beer on the shelf next to you? That there is one pissed off Pedro.
Yeah, that's some weird shit there, Harvey Cthulhu. As you say, fans will be disappointed at having a pseudo-Mando, but then, hey, don't worry about that. Cheer up, gang. Doesn't matter if Pedro Pascal is gone and it's a pseudo-Mando in the suit, because the movie is going to be about Bo-Katan anyway. Ta-da! And now, watch me magically make hundreds of millions of box office dollars disappear. Shwing! Folks, I love Katie Sackhoff. I loved her in Battlestar Galactica. I know she's a wonderful actress and an incredible person, but this should not be her story. And fans are sick and tired of every fucking movie being about stunning and brave women. I strongly suspect this rumor is true, not simply because my Hollywood spies consider this source to be highly trustworthy, but also because it's just common sense. This movie has got to be basically season 4 of The Mandalorian. And at the end of season 3, it was pretty clear that Bo-Katan was the major character moving forward, as Grogu goo-gooed and gaga'd in Bo's lap as much as around Mando. It's obvious that's where they were going, so it's no surprise that's where the movie would be heading. And if this rumor is true, and it is my hope that Jon Favreau will see the reaction to this news and do a quick rewrite before they go into production in June, but if this rumor is true, Bo-Katan and Grogu will lay another rotten egg at the box office next year. So have another slice of cake, my friends, but watch out for the fish bones. From the center of the earth, this is Victor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry.
Ha 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 ha.